exactly what you want to see. Let's run this puppy in. Score a touchdown and tie this game. Life, run for your life, touchdown on one play. Worked on this in practice. Touchdown. It's up to Kelvin Benjamin. This is all you, buddy. Kelvin Benjamin for a touchdown. Oh, he toasted his man. Holmes toasted his man. Spin move. Oh! Oh! What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video here on the Water Juice channel, and welcome back to some more recap and review. So, as you guys know, Patriots played on Thursday, so we don't have to do Patriots recap today. We get to do the rest of the NFL schedule from Sunday today, and then tomorrow's video will be Monday Night Football recap. So this video is going up on Monday. I usually don't recap the Monday Night Football game because I don't really have enough time, but now we do. We have a free day. So Monday Night Football's recap, Giants and Buccaneers, that will be tomorrow. Let's get into the games. We start with the Ravens and the Bears. Now, Lamar Jackson did not play in this game. He had flu-like symptoms, not COVID or anything like that. He just had flu-like symptoms. So he did not play in this game. It was Tyler Huntley. Yeah, a lot of people don't know who that is, but he played really, really well. Justin Fields did get injured in this game. They said it was a rib injury. He did not return in the game. And Andy Dalton came back in, and he actually threw the ball pretty well. I'm just a little bit worried that Matt Nagy, in all his infinite stupidity, is going to think that this performance by Andy Dalton earns him the starting job back. I just want Andy Dalton to hold down the fort until Justin Fields comes back, whenever that is, whether it be a week or 2 weeks or whatever. But the Ravens do win 16-13. This was kind of a gross, just defensive game. Both quarterbacks, all three quarterbacks, I should say, really didn't have much going for him until Andy Dalton had that big deep pass on fourth down to, I think it was Darnell Mooney, who caught the pass. But 16-13 was the score. Tyler Huntley played pretty well. He ran the offense almost similar to how Lamar Jackson runs it. And he made some big throws in the big moments. And you got to give it up to him. I mean, a kid that nobody's ever heard of has to throw it into the starting spot because Lamar Jackson was sick, and he played pretty well. It almost was like the offense ran almost similar to obviously you can't 100% match what Lamar Jackson gives you, but Tyler Huntley did a pretty good job. It looked like the Ravens offense was moving pretty good. I mean, that Bears defense is just really, really good. So Ravens win. It was a gross defensive game. And Taylor Huntley played pretty well. Justin Fields, hope you get better soon. I don't know how long he's out. I just know it was a rib injury. Then we got Browns and Lions. Baker did not look good in this game. I don't know what to make of the Browns. What do we think about the Browns? It's been a couple of weeks. They lost to the Patriots. They got blown out by the Patriots. And now they go and they struggled to beat the Lions. The Lions were coming back in this game. And at one point, I thought the Lions were going to win this game. Baker threw a couple interceptions. He just looked sloppy and bad. It didn't work. I know they were trying to work Nick Chubb back into the game plan and stuff, but it didn't really do much. They were playing a horrible quarterback who I don't even remember his name because that's how bad he is. And he, in college, had double the amount of interceptions that he had as touchdowns. And that was at a not even a Power 5 school. So, like, he had no competition in college, and he still sucked. And somehow he found a way to get onto an NFL roster and make it as a backup, and he came in this game, and he sucked again. So, the Lions stay without a win. They do have that one tie, but I don't know. I think this reflects more on how bad the Browns have been than how bad the Lions are. Because the Browns should have easily just cakewalked through this game, but they struggled. Yes, the weather conditions were not ideal, but that shouldn't really matter too much. So I'm a little bit worried about how the Browns are going to fare when they get to really, really tough competition. Because as you can see, when they play the Patriots, who aren't necessarily super, super tough competition, they got blown out. So what do we think? I don't know. Vikings and Packers. Oh, that was 13-10, by the way. Browns win. Vikings and Packers, 34-31. Vikings win on a game-winning field goal. This one was a good game. This is actually one of the better games that I watched. Aaron Rodgers had a good day, like 4 touchdown passes, 300 yards. Kirk Cousins even had a really good day, which is weird to say. And it was just 2 NFC North teams going back and forth, shot for shot, and the Vikings pulled out in the end. There was an interception call in the fourth quarter on the Vikings drive where it was 31-31 that could have sealed the deal for the Packers, or given Aaron Rodgers a better chance to win this game. But it was called back because apparently the corner did not complete the interception falling to the ground. So Vikings win on a game-winning field goal, something we can't really say a lot because the Vikings struggle with kicking. Dolphins and Jets. Dolphins get the win 24-17. Joe Flacco started this game for the Jets. Tua looked all right at times. I still don't know what to think about Tua. This Dolphins defense struggled against the Jets offense. Do I think the Dolphins are great? No. Do I think the Dolphins are good? Possibly. I don't know what to think about this Dolphins team. I don't think they're going to make it very far, but I do think that if their defense plays like they played against the Ravens, they have a good shot of staying in a lot of games, especially against bad competition like the Jets. The Jets are garbage. 49ers and Jaguars. 49ers win 30-10. This went about as expected. 49ers completely controlled the game. Trevor Lawrence struggled. Trevor Lawrence has not shown a lot of positive play. He's had small little flashes every so often, but other than those little flashes, he has not shown a lot of promise for him being the future of quarterbacking. That's what he was billed to be coming out of college. Yes, I know he's on a bad team. Yes, I know he's gotten not many weapons around him. The offensive line sucks. The weapons at receiver and running back aren't the greatest. James Robinson's pretty good, but other than that, there's really not a whole lot there to help him. Urban Meyer, his offense doesn't really benefit Trevor fully. So I know there's some things going against Trevor. I'm not taking that away from him, but great quarterbacks should still be able to show you something consistently, even in such bad situation. I mean, even Peyton Manning, who had so many interceptions his rookie year, he still showed you flashes, more flashes. He showed you consistently that he was going to be great. So, I mean, I don't know. Colts and Bills, the big shocker of the day. The Colts blow out the Buffalo Bills, who were the number 2 seed in the AFC, the 1 seed in the AFC East. No longer. Patriots are on top of the AFC East once again. Life is restored to normality because the Bills lost. They got blown out. Jonathan Taylor. Let me tell you about Jonathan Taylor, okay? Jonathan Taylor touchdown is a god. I think he had 5 or 6 touchdowns in this game. I think he had 4 or 5 rushing, 1 receiving. I don't know what it was. He went crazy. He went demon mode on the Buffalo Bills. And Josh Allen struggled. He had 2 or 3 interceptions. The offense didn't really work, and it was 41-15. Colts blew him out. What happened? We don't know anything about football, ladies and gentlemen. We don't know anything. That's what I'm going to title this video. We don't know anything about football because any given Sunday, you can get a Colts team that blows out a Bills team who we think is really, really good. Now, this gives me a little bit of hope for when the Patriots have to play the Bills because they have to play the Bills twice coming up in the end of the season. So the Bills have shown me a couple games this season that they struggle to play against some teams that show them different looks. Patriots are known to do that, so that gives me some hope. But this is a crazy game. I'm not going to get into Carson Wentz talk because I still think Carson Wentz sucks. I still think he's not a good quarterback. He's just drawing you in. We talked about this last week. He's drawing you in. He's letting you think that he's really, really good, and then he's going to show you that he's really bad. So Colts blow out the Bills. It was a shocker, and nobody saw it coming. Speaking of things that we didn't see coming, the second and probably even more shocking game and shocking result, Texans beat the Titans 22-13. I did not stutter there. The Texans, the Houston Texans, a 1-win football, now a 2-win football team, beat the Titans, who were the #1 seed in the entire AFC. Yes, there's no Derrick Henry. Yes, there's no Julio Jones. But you have Ryan Tannehill. You have A.J. Brown, who I think got hurt in this game, but maybe came back. I don't remember. You have a great defense. You have Adrian Peterson and Deontay Foreman, and you have a decent team. You have a good enough team to beat the Texans. And yet you got beaten down by Tyrod Taylor and this Texans team. You should be embarrassed if you're a Tennessee fan. You've lost to the Jets and you've lost to the Texans. You should be embarrassed if you're a Titans fan. That was crazy. Eagles and Saints. This is the one that I really, really wanted to talk about, because I have been very, very, very hard on the Eagles this season, mainly Jalen Hurts, because I am of the opinion that Jalen Hurts is not that great of a quarterback. I still stand by that. I don't want you, it's similar to Carson Wentz. I don't want you guys to fall into the trap of Jalen Hurts thinking that Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback, because I personally don't think he's that great. He's good. He's good enough to win you some games, put up some big numbers against some bad teams, but that's it. We got to remember that the Saints are a bad team. They have a bad quarterback in Trevor Siemian. They have really no offense. If Trevor Siemian can't hit some of his passes, their defense struggles at times, and it's easy for quarterbacks like Jalen Hurts to put up big numbers against a defense like the Saints. So I don't want you guys, it was 40-29. I don't want you guys to think that the Eagles are going to be this great team. Yes, I know what their schedule is down the season, or down the stretch here of the season. They may rack up some wins, and they may make a playoff spot. They may get a wild card spot. But they are probably not going to go further than the wild card, because I don't think this team is that great. Their defense is spotty and not that great. Their offense struggles unless Jalen Hurts is making things happen with his legs and creating space, creating more time to throw deep and stuff. So I don't think this is going to work in the long run. Washington and Carolina, it was Cam Newton's official homecoming, because obviously last week when he got in the game, it was at Arizona. So this time it was home in Carolina, so he got to start, and he got to be back in Carolina for the first time in like 2 years now, and he looked pretty good. I mean, this Cam was probably not the main reason why they lost this game. Taylor Heineke played better than I thought he would, and they got the W. Washington wins 27-21. They spoiled Cam's return, but it wasn't necessarily Cam's fault that they lost. I feel like their defense just didn't come up in the big time moments when they probably should have. And yes, Cam could have made some more throws. He could have been a little bit more accurate, but that's Cam. He's going to run a lot. He's going to throw sometimes, and he's going to be a little bit inaccurate. That's just what Cam does. So it's kind of a hit or miss with Cam Newton. But he looked pretty good. They still lose, though, 27-21. Bengals and Raiders. I don't have the score. Hold on, let me check really quickly. What the score of this game was, because for some reason I don't have it. So the score of the Cincinnati Raiders game was 32-13. Bengals win. A much needed game for both teams, a must win for both teams, but the Bengals win against the Raiders. Raiders, we know, are not the greatest, especially with all their drama they've had this season with their head coach and their playmakers on offense and defense. We won't really get into that, but it's good to see the Bengals actually put up a quality win, because they started off really, really hot, then they kind of slid a little bit. Now they're on the up track again. Can they contain it? Because the Ravens are playing pretty well, and they keep winning. Browns still are winning, but not playing the greatest. And the Steelers suck, so they're not really much of the conversation. So it's really just the three, Bengals, Ravens, and Browns, to contend for both playoff spot, maybe a wild card, and then the division win. But Bengals got a big win. Joe Burrow, obviously really good. Jamar Chase, really good, obviously. So Joe Mixon, good as well. So big win for the Bengals. Sucks for the Raiders. This probably knocks them down pretty far, because when we get to talking about the Chiefs, Chiefs won, so that bumps them up. Chargers won, that bumps them up. Raiders struggling a little bit. They're gonna probably not be that great this season. Cardinals and Seahawks. I don't have this score either, but I do have the score right here. Cardinals win 23-13. Cardinals win 23-13. I think this game was it 23 to nothing? No, that's wrong. I thought for a second that they had a 23-0 lead at one point, but Kyler Murray did not play in this game again, and I hate bringing it up, but I have to bring it up because it's true. We can't count on Kyler Murray. He's missed, what, 3 or 4 straight now? I think 3 straight that he's missed with injury. The Cardinals were dominating with Kyler Murray, and then he gets hurt. We can't trust his injury history, and we can't trust him to be the MVP that he was playing like. I'll give him, he was playing like an MVP at the beginning of the season, but he keeps getting hurt. It's a constant pattern. He can't stay healthy. I'm just saying. Just saying. Cardinals win. Cowboys at the Chiefs. The Chiefs win 19-9. Chiefs win 19-9 against the Cowboys. There was a lot of bad officiating in this game. There was a lot of bad officiating around the NFL, like there always is every week. But especially in this game, there's a lot of bad officiating. Some bad taunting calls, bad non-pass interference calls. Just, it was bad all around. Even the broadcasters, Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, didn't really know what to think of these bad no calls and bad calls in general. So, I mean, the Cowboys are really beat up. Zeke got hurt in this game. Amari Cooper didn't play in this game. He's on the protocol list. Tyron Smith got hurt, I think. CeeDee Lamb got hurt. I mean, the Cowboys are beat up. They're injured. They're still a pretty good team. Once all those guys are healthy, they're very high-powered. They're a very good team. But the Chiefs are coming back, ladies and gentlemen. Don't you sleep on them Kansas City Chiefs. They are starting to find their rhythm. I think they've kind of toned down their offense a little bit, and they've kind of made it like, I don't want to say simpler, but they've simplified in a way their offense to not just go straight down the field every single time. Like they're actually playing more consistent football. They're running the ball a little bit more. They are utilizing wide receivers that they don't usually utilize. Patrick Mahomes is actually playing better than he has a couple weeks ago. So I hate to say it, but the Chiefs starting to pick up their stride right as we get towards the playoffs. So we still got a lot of time. This is only week 11. We still got a lot of time. But Chiefs starting to pick it up a little bit. I know the Cowboys are hurt. The Cowboys are beat up. Starting to pick it up a little bit. And then we get the Sunday Night Football game to close it out. Steelers and Chargers. Chargers win. I think it was 42-37. I think that was the score. 41-37 was the score of this game. I'm going to be honest, I did not watch the ending of the game. I saw a couple clips. I did not see how the Chargers won this game. But the Steelers suck. What else can I say? I hate the Steelers, man. The Steelers are a bad team. They struggle to run the ball, if at all. Ben Roethlisberger, when he plays, cannot move. Their defense is banged up and not as good as it was earlier in the season, and that's really their strong suit. And their backup, Mason Rudolph, is just the worst quarterback I've ever watched with my own eyes. So they really have no backup for Ben. So, and Dwayne Haskins is in Pittsburgh too. He must be really bad if he can't beat out Mason Rudolph. So Chargers get the win. It was a much-needed win because the Chiefs won, so they got to keep contention with the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs lead the division, but maybe they're tied. I can't remember exactly who leads that division, but I know it's pretty close. So it's going to be a battle between those two because we talked about the Raiders already. I don't think they're good. Broncos definitely not good. So Chargers got a big win. Justin Herbert played okay in the game. Keenan Allen played really well in this game. Steelers just bad. They're hurt. They're bad. They're not good. Ben Roethlisberger, bad. So Chargers get a big win, much needed win to keep up with the Chiefs. Now, obviously, we're not going to talk about the Giants and Buccaneers game because it hasn't happened yet as of recording this. But tomorrow, we will talk about that. And no, I'm not doing it just because it's Tom Brady. We're going to talk about it. But that is my opinion on the rest of the NFL scores around the league on Week 11 on Sunday. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.